Mauville City. There's a lot to do here. You'll recall in the last portion of our playthrough in part 12, we picked up the coin case from this yellow house, one of the first houses that you see upon entering Mauville City after we traded the resident here, the Harbor Mail, something that we picked up from the Slateport Pokemart. Now, there's a lot to do, like I said, so we should probably jump in to get started. After you've gotten the coin case, which you can use at the game corner, you're probably going to want to go over here east to the gray house to the right of the Pokemart. Inside, the resident, if you talk to him for a minute, will give you the HM for Rock Smash, something that you could teach one of your Pokemon to use inside of battle, and then you can use it outside of battle, I think, after you beat the gym leader, Wattson, here in Mauville City, if I'm not mistaken. Now, Rock Smash sounds cool, sounds powerful, sounds tough, it's a fighting type move, but it's actually relatively useless against the gym leader, so you probably aren't going to have a lot of luck with it. I am going to teach it to one of my Pokemon, though, so let's go ahead and jump over to our TMs and HMs portions of our bag, and we're going to go ahead and give that to Vigoroth. Now, in between the last playthrough and now, I built up Swellow, Kadabra, and Vigoroth a little bit. I saved Magikarp and Torchic and left them at the level right before they end up evolving into their respective next stages of evolution, specifically Magikarp's final stage into Gyarados. Figured we probably want to keep that as part of the playthrough. I'm going to teach Vigoroth Rock Smash and get rid of Slack Off. Now, I'm not saying this is an even swap for moves here. Slack Off might actually be a move you want to keep, but for me, I'm okay without it, so I'm going to swap that out. Now, you'll also recall I made a video regarding the alterations to the game that we had made, and we altered the methods of evolution for certain Pokemon, specifically those that evolve through trading, like Kadabra. So I changed it so now Kadabra will be able to evolve fully into Alakazam at level 37. Okay, 1x speed. God, I hate these items. I never use them for anything. All right. The next thing you're going to want to do is head up north just a little bit, and we're going to go to the right here in the eastern or northeastern part of town, and we're going to go into Rydell's Cycle Shop. We're going to talk to Rydell himself, and we're going to tell him a little sob story about how he made it all the way here on foot from Little Root, and he will offer us one of 2 bikes. So let's go ahead and say yes. You're saying they came all this way from Little Root? My goodness, that's ridiculously far. If you had one of my bikes, you could go anywhere easily while feeling the gentle caress of the wind. I'll tell you what, I'll give you a bike. No, wait a second. I forgot to tell you that there are 2 kinds of bikes. They are the Mach Bike and the Acro Bike. The Mach is for cyclists who want to feel the wind with their bodies, and Acro is for those who prefer technical rides. I'm a real sweetheart, so you can have whichever bike you like. Okay, so, real quick, this is kind of an important decision to make, but it doesn't really impact anything too much in the long run, but it's important to note the differences between these two. Now, if you look anywhere online, anywhere at all, they're probably going to tell you 100% go with the Mach Bike, simply because it is the faster of the 2 bikes, and we have places to go, people to see, so the Mach Bike is definitely the better choice of the 2. The Acro Bike is slower, but does some neat tricks, which are a lot of fun to do. I love doing the tricks on the bike. I think it's kind of fun to do them, but I will say that I'm going to go ahead and stick with the Mach Bike because we've got some things that we need to take care of, and it's important we get there quickly. Now, if you do pick one of these 2 bikes and you're not happy with your choice, don't worry about it. Just head back and see Rydell, and he will allow you to swap those bikes. The next thing that you're going to want to do, and you can do this either before or after, is you'll probably want to visit the Pokemart because we need to get as many Paralyzed Heals as we can before we challenge Wattson and his gym trainers at the gym over in the northwestern part of town. You'll notice there is someone blocking it, though, and this is none other than Wally, that joyful, overzealous little kid who wants to be a Pokemon trainer, and we helped him catch Ralts back in the day. So you're going to be challenging him with a fight as well. Now, he's not tough at all, so you don't really need to worry about him all that much, and you certainly don't need to buy any Paralyzed Heals to take on him in his level 16 Ralts. So you can either beat Wally first, should be super easy, and then go buy those Paralyzed Heals, or you can get the Paralyzed Heals first and then beat Wally. It doesn't matter. So while he's talking to his uncle, he wants to go in and fight the gym leader and the trainers in there, but his uncle is telling him that there's a lot more to Pokemon training that he might need to do before he takes on the gym leader. Wally, as overzealous as he is, as I mentioned, he decides that he is good enough to challenge us, which he is woefully mistaken and is about to get stomped into the ground. He wants to have a battle. You say yes, just so you can stomp him and his dreams into the ground and get him out of the way so we can move on to the gym leader, Wattson. All right, send out Ralts. Now, Ralts being like a psychic, fairy type Pokemon combination, not really going to do any good against any of the Pokemon that we have in our lineup. Not that we necessarily have a significant elemental advantage, but I can promise you that you will end up beating him in 1 or 2 hits as long as you've got a Pokemon or 2 that knows a relatively powerful attack and has a level type advantage. There we go. Dreams shattered. Wally, go back home. This is no place for a person like you. I dare say trainer, and I actually not going to call you a Pokemon trainer because you've done very little since the last time I saw you. All right. Uncle, I'll go back to Verdant Turf. Mark, thank you for being thank you. Being a trainer is tough, isn't it? It's not enough just to have Pokemon and make them battle. That isn't what being a real trainer is about. Well, it is, but you didn't raise them to a high enough level, so you didn't stand a chance against us. Wally, there's no need to be so down on yourself. Why, what's keeping you from becoming stronger and stronger? Well, you only have 1 Pokemon, you've not trained it very well, it's not evolved, it's only at level 16, and you're in what would be, what, the 3rd gym? In the gym challenge? I mean, what are you doing? You clearly don't know what you're doing at all, because you should start probably at the 1st gym. This guy would crush you in an instant. Mark, it just dawned on me that you must be the trainer who kept an eye out for Wally when he caught his Pokemon. Why don't you visit us in Verdant Turf sometime? I'm sure Wally would enjoy it. I'll have to look up and see if there's anything worth going in there for, because honestly, there's no reason to talk to them otherwise. Scott, I was watching that match. You're friends with that boy Wally, aren't you? Friends is a strong word. But you didn't hold back anything and beat him impressively. Mercilessly. Absolutely. I stomped him. That's what a real Pokemon battle's all about. I idolize trainers like that. I'll be cheering for you. Okay. Now, a couple things real fast. Once you head into the gym here, you're going to notice that there is a floor puzzle that you have to take into consideration. Stepping on those little squares, or those S's, I guess, lightning bolts, whatever you want to call it. The icons on the ground, they're little tiles that you can step on to change the blockades in your way. Super simple, just watch me, and I'll show you how you can get through it super easily. These trainers, by the way, not very difficult. They use a mixture of electric and non-electric type Pokemon, though, so you do want to mix up your lineup in the double battles. You'll see Pokemon in here like Meditite, who's actually a fighting and psychic type. You'll see Volbeat and Illumise, who, despite their name, are not necessarily electric types per se, although all these guys may actually be able to use electric type attacks, so plan accordingly. Alright, the double battle will allow us to use Vigoroth and Kadabra together, who we want to probably spend the most time training and leveling up, so that way they can evolve. We're going to go ahead and use Confusion. I can probably beat Meditite in 1 hit, so we're going to do that. Vigoroth, his Rock Smash is not going to do really any good despite our level advantage, so I'm going to go ahead and just use Scratch to try and take out these Pokemon. You'll want to get rid of the electric types quick, because they're going to end up paralyzing you if you don't, and keep in mind, though, you got to have your eye on Meditite, because he knows like things like Thunder Punch and possibly some other electric type moves too, so be prepared. Alright, should be another type Pokemon, another Voltorb. Alright, now Voltorb is a particularly scary Pokemon to deal with, and that is because Voltorb knows Self-Destruct, a move that will knock out any of our Pokemon instantly, 1-hit KO, despite our level advantage. Voltorb needs to go down first. Also, Voltorb will go down if he uses Self-Destruct, but you don't want to rely on that too much if Voltorb uses Self-Destruct on your primary fighter, because then you'll be out of luck there. Alright, I think Magikarp will evolve by the time this is done. If not, he will before we get to Wattson for sure. Not that that'll help us much, because the Water-type Pokemon that Gyarados isn't going to do anything. Alright. It is a real pain, by the way, to get your Pokemon to a high enough level to make sure that you are in a good position to take these guys on. On our journey, though, there are plenty of opportunities to catch certain Rock-type Pokemon or Ground-type Pokemon that would have an elemental advantage over any of these Electric-type Pokemon. So keep in mind that you will need one by the time you get here. Not that telling you right now in the middle of going against the trainer will do you any good, but alright, I'm not going to step on that little plate. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to avoid that plate as well. I'm going to go here. Okay, and that takes care of it. So boom, super simple. We stepped on one plate and we're done. We are going to go through this double trainer battle right here, and then I'm going to challenge the youngster and then head straight up to the top of the room and challenge Wattson directly, which he will have a variety of Pokemon that will end up being a little difficult to take on, even though we have level advantage over all of them. There's that Voltorb again. I'm going to have all of my focus directly on him to avoid taking the brunt of a self-destruct, so we're going to use Confusion on him. We're going to use Scratch on him. There we go, 1-hit KO. Magnemite. Steel, electric type. This one is going to be tough as well. I take that back. I did not think Scratch would do that sort of damage. But when we get to Wattson, we shouldn't be so arrogant because he has a Magneton that's going to be able to withstand Scratch for sure. Charm, huh? Our attack fell. That's no good. Now, Kadabra still knows Disable as well, so if one of the Pokemon you're fighting against is using a very troublesome attack, like something that's an instant paralyze, be sure to take full advantage of Disable, because you want to make sure that you can minimize as many opportunities to be paralyzed by your opponent as possible. Magikarp will evolve at the end of the battle. Volbeat, who I think being a bug type, I don't think he's electric type actually, but I don't remember. That Vol suggests to me that maybe he has some electric type attacks, but whatever. Alright. Cool. There we go. So we got Magikarp evolving into Gyarados. Again, not using him in battle, but should be good. Alright. Splendid. Alright, there we go. Gyarados learned to Bite. Which, if I'm not mistaken, I think is still a normal type attack. It later becomes Dark, but whatever, it doesn't really matter. I don't remember. Alright, so we're going to take this guy on as well. The funny thing is, too, is the path that we just took is kind of one that could be done by accident, in which case you might not even notice that there is actually a floor puzzle here in the first place. But as I showed you, you only need to step on one plate to be able to get through. No, we're not going to switch for Gulpin. It doesn't matter. I want to focus on Kadabra anyway, just because Vigoroth is one level ahead. I want to keep them, you know, level 30, level 30, level 30, level 30, on the same, or level 30, level 31, etc., etc., etc. I've had a lot of caffeine today. Can you tell? Alright, we're going to head straight up, talk to Wattson. I've given up on my plans to convert the city I have, and so I put my time into making door traps in my gym. Oh, now what are you doing here? What's that? You say you've gotten past all my rigged doors? I mean, yeah, sure. And I, Wattson, a leader of Mauville Gym, shall electrify you. Wattson wants to battle. He sends out Voltorb at level 20. 9 levels ahead, but Voltorb is still very much dangerous. So gotta use Confusion. Hopefully that'll take him down in one hit. Okay. Alright, 1 down, I think 3 to go left. Also, I didn't do this before we challenged Wattson, and I certainly should have, is that once Magikarp evolves into Gyarados, and Gyarados becomes usable in battle, not this one, of course, you want to take the experience share away from Gyarados and give him to someone who probably could use it a little bit more. I would have given it to Torchic, but I wasn't thinking about it until just now. Alright, Magneton. I think she's level 22 or something, right? Yep. Is that going to be enough? Nope. This is where it gets tricky. Magneton, I think, is among his more difficult Pokemon to take on. We need to act quickly. I'm going to go ahead, and I'm going to use... I am going to use my Paralyze Heal. I don't know how many I have, though. Did I buy plenty like I told you guys you should do? Nope, I just got 2. That's fine. We have 2 Pokemon to fight left in Wattson's lineup. Supersonic, that might... Yeah. Oops. I would have probably used Disable on Thunder Wave, but we're going to go ahead and try our luck with Psybeam if we don't take more damage here, which we probably will. Nope. Lucky. How much damage is that going to do? Enough? Not a lot. Darn Thunder Wave. I wonder if Wattson's going to try using a... Yeah, that's what I thought. Of course he did. Alright, Kadabra, are you able to... Yeah, confused and paralyzed. And he's going to try and confuse me again. Perfect. There we go. Get Supersonic out of there. Alright, we're going to go ahead and go to our bag, and we are going to use Paralyze Heal number 2. I should have probably bought like 3 or 4 more just to be on the safe side, but I don't practice what I preach, apparently. Confusion. Hopefully that can return the favor. Magneton, you about to get confused? No, we didn't. Alright, we need... I don't know if it'll let us disable 2 attacks, but I'm going to try and use Disable. Shockwave is going to be a rather painful one, I think. Nah, it's going to miss every time, I think. The game doesn't let you disable an entire line of attacks from an enemy, so... Alright, let's go ahead and use... I think we have the sodas, right? 10 of those. If he can use healing items, so can we. Let's do that. Alright. We may be paralyzed, but... Ah, great. But hopefully we can use Psybeam and do a little bit of damage. That might KO him. Nope. Too optimistic. Jeez. Come on, use the attack. Use the attack. Don't hurt yourself. Don't hurt yourself. Don't hurt yourself. Paralyzed. This is a long one. Jeez. It was tough. All right. Manectric. Yes, I'm going to swap out, and I'm going to use Vigoroth, and hopefully our level advantage will be able to help us out here. If not, then I'm going to try and heal Kadabra up as much as possible. What level are you at? 24. This is going to be troublesome. Well, at least scratched it a little bit more than I thought that it would. As I mentioned before, this battle is pretty tough. Electric types are among the most annoying in the game just because of all the different paralyze or abilities and ways they can paralyze you. God, I hate that citrus berry thing. Actually, I wonder if I have a berry that can help us out with paralysis. We'll have to check that if we don't die right here. Alright, I'm going to go to my bag, and I'm going to use another soda, and I'm going to go ahead and use that here on Vigoroth. Dang, I knew you were going to do that, you jerk. Alright, let's take a look and see if we can go ahead and use another soda on Kadabra. We're going to use another soda. This is, again, this is not an ideal strategy. Right now, I am not in a position that I want to be. I thought our level advantage would be enough to take these guys down, and we've done pretty poorly so far. Even though we're on the last Pokemon, we're not doing very good. Yeah, Shockwave is pretty painful. Yeah, that's going to put us in the red. If it doesn't kill us. Alright, so if I use a soda right now to heal up, I have a feeling that Wattson's going to do the same. Or use an item on there. He didn't. Alright, so let's see if we can finish him off. Come on, buddy. There it is. Secured the win. Look, I get it. You're probably thinking you had level advantage. I understand where you're coming from. I don't disagree there. This should have been much easier, but it wasn't. I really thought that we would be defeated here, because if he kept on using his healing items and took down Vigoroth, Kadabra is the only other Pokemon that we can fight with, and he is paralyzed. Every other Pokemon we have is at a disadvantage, either by level or by elemental type. But, whatever. A win is a win. We defeated Wattson, and we got the Dynamo Badge. With the Dynamo Badge, you can use Rock Smash out of battle, and it will make your Pokemon a little bit faster, too. You should take this. Obtain the TM for 34. Shockwave, or is it something else? It is Shockwave. It's a trustworthy move that never misses. You can count on it. Well, good to know. Dang, Wattson. Tough, tough, tough. Alright, before I forget, let's go to our Pokemon, and I'm going to go ahead and take the experience share away from Gyarados. And I'm going to give that to Torchic. Experience share is now at the bottom of our inventory. Alright, and I hope we don't get a phone call or somebody trying to talk to us right when we step out of here. Because I want to heal up. Nope, I don't want to go there quite yet. I actually don't. Is that the game corner? That must be the game corner. Nope, center's up here. Nope, center's over here. Go home, Brendan. Alright. That's a new key phrase of this playlist. Go home, Brendan. Perfect. Okay, so this video we did a lot. We recapped at this spot right here in front of me is where you can get the coin case. This house right here in front of me, this gray one, is where you can get the HM for Rock Smash. Just north of that right here is Rydell's Cycle Shop. This is where you can get one of the 2 bikes, the Mach or Acro. I recommend the Mach for speed. And we took down Wattson after destroying Wally's dreams. So we got the Dynamo badge, and we have a special badge of honor in our hearts for making Wally cry and sending him all the way back to Verdanturf. So we are all set. And I believe this is the Mauville Game Corner. I'll research if we want to do anything with that for fun in the next playthrough, but for now, I think we've accomplished quite a bit on our own. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate that you guys are sticking through this playlist with me as we go through our journey in Hoenn in this wonderful Gen 3 game of Pokemon Emerald. I will see you guys next time when we continue said journey and see where it takes us. Take care, and see you next time.